honestly, that works pretty good. Hey, what's up y'all? Ryan back here with yet another edition of Sunday Riff Refinery. Today we're doing things a little bit different, and for those of you that don't know what the Sunday Riff Refinery is, that's where I show up here on Sundays and I show you how I write a song within Logic Pro using various tools at my disposal, like a 7-string guitar or MIDI drum grooves or whatever it is that inspired me today. Sometimes I start from a riff that I came up with some other time throughout the week, and then sometimes we just come up with something on the spot. Now, if you want to watch any of my past editions of this, go ahead and grab the link up above and down in the description. Let's go ahead and jump into Logic here. So I wanted to show you guys something I do that's a little bit different than what I've shown you in the past. I've actually recorded a couple of different takes of different riff ideas that I had. This is how I tend to write. I'll just be jamming on guitar and something will spark my interest, and I immediately make sure I either already have Logic Pro open or right then I open it up and I start a new session and I just record whatever it is. So let's go ahead and go through these 4 different ideas that I had when I was just jamming yesterday. Pretty basic, right? For some reason, that then led me down this rabbit hole. Now you can hear these aren't polished, these are really bad scratch takes because I'm just trying to get those ideas out of my head. The reason that's important is because I actually really loved this chord progression. I don't know what the first part was, that little open like breakdown thing. We might use it though. But I love this chord progression and I know I would have forgotten it because I had to leave a little bit after I wrote these and there's no way I would have remembered it. And that spawned into this little idea here, which is kind of like that same chord progression with a different rhythm and a little bit of a lead, like kill switch engage style lead to it. So really bad, really sloppy, obviously. And that's just the way that I get the ideas down. So now what I would do is I would basically just get rid of all of these. And we'll keep them, but I'm going to keep them on that track and I'm just going to mute it and get it out of the way. So that way we can get back down to business, which is writing. So let's go ahead and start a loop here. So today what we're working with, let me show you the tools of the trade like I do every week. So we've got the STL Tonality Josh Middleton plugin going on here. We've got the Overdrive 1 going and the Amplifier 1 as well. Cabinet wise, we're doing the 412 Cali on both sides, just with different microphones. And no effects except for the EQ going. So that's all we're doing for the guitar tones. Drums, because we may or may not do bass today. Drums, I have the Trivium drums. I've just really been loving how these sound on pretty much everything. If you want to grab Trivium drums or the STL Tones Tonality plugin, those are down in my description. Just a disclaimer, any links that I have for Bogren Digital are affiliate links, although they are not sponsoring this video and they did not ask me to create it. So this is just me jamming and I truly use these plugins every day. So let's go ahead and work out that riff that I was playing. So on the 7-string, the tuning that I'm working in is the same one that Polaris used to use in their older albums. This is basically drop C sharp with an octave G sharp down below. So it's G, C, G, C, F, A, D sharp. And this is what that sounds like. And that little riff that I was working on went a couple of different ways. So the first part was... So that was the first part. And then the second part that I came up with was more of like a reprise to that or something to follow it up, which went more along the lines of... So that's what we're going to work with today. So I'm going to record the first part because I want to write some drums to that and figure out what we're doing with it. So let's go ahead and record that first part. All right, let's go ahead and double track that one though. We want to get that a little bit cleaner. That was clean enough. clean enough. Let's go ahead and raise the volume of those so that we can hear them a little bit better. All right, so that's the rhythm there that we've got going on. Now, I don't know what I want to do for drums here, so I'm going to do what I always do, and I'm going to break out some drum grooves. So let's go ahead and stick with the loud stack metal grooves, and I don't know, maybe some hardcore drums will fit with this. Let's see how these fit. See, with that kind of double bass groove, that gives me very like Darkest Hour style like beat, and that's really, really sick. Let's go ahead and see what the rest of these sound like. See, these sound pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. There's just a little bit too much of the backbeat-ness going on, even though I know that's titled backbeat. All right, so we can work with that. Now what we've got to do, delete the guitars that we had, right? So we'll delete those, and we're going to re-record that to the drums specifically. That chord is really weird for me to switch to for whatever reason. All right, let's go and record to that. Okay, so I had a little bit of an issue there. That one almost sounded good though. Let's go ahead and keep going with that idea. Alright, so that works. I think I want the fills to be a little bit different there though. So let's go ahead and figure out a fill. But see, that's really giving me like Darkest Hour vibes there, and that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm always going for. Let's go ahead and go to some mid-tempo fills and see what we've got to end that off, because that just the ending there, the fill just doesn't fit for me. So let's just start dragging and dropping some fills in. That works. The first one. So I think we can work with that. Let's go ahead and open this up and just fiddle around. Okay. I don't know, what am I thinking here? So the fills, I'm feeling the fill, but I'm not feeling the timing of it, so I need to figure that part out. I think we need to keep the double bass going through here, actually, is what it is. I don't like it breaking up the double bass, and so we're going to keep that all the way up until the end. Okay, so I think that works. Let's listen from the top now. I think that part I want to change a little bit too. So ticka 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 ticka. I think it's just too much. Let's go ahead and listen right here. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of those two. And then we're gonna slam in with another cymbal. There we go, there we go. That's what fits. Okay, we're gonna re-record the guitars again. I'm excited now. This sounds pretty sick because I'm gonna delete that, and then we're gonna re-record the guitars, and we're gonna double track it now that that fits. I think we should end it like that. That way it ends with the drums a little bit more abruptly like that. So let's keep going. Let's get this. We're on it. Let me get the metronome back on too. Ah, the ending's messing me up. I hate doing this because I don't like to do it in multiple takes, and so we're gonna keep going. All right, so I don't think that that final fill is actually fitting the way that I want it to after all, because it's not fitting the guitar riff, so let's change it. So let's go ahead and ticka 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 ta ta. So ticka 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 ta. Let's see if that does it for me. Let's go ahead and re-record to that again. Oh man, I don't know why that fill is tripping me up. Let's go ahead and just do this from the halftime piece. Okay, I think that works. I think I know what to do now. Let's go ahead and undo that, and let's go ahead and re-record this again. Let me turn on the metronome. I think I was trying to punctuate the guitars too much and it just wasn't working for my brain, so we're gonna do it simple. Cool, that works. And again, this is reiterating the usefulness of MIDI grooves. I've gotten some comments recently of people that are less than happy that I'm using them because they think that they're pointless and take away all the feel. And to that I argue, I'm not a great drummer. This helps me to write my riffs, and it's 100% a valid tool. If you don't use them, you're just giving up a tool that could help you to excel at what you're doing and help to accelerate the writing process. I love using these, honestly. Doesn't have to be these Loudstack ones either. It can be any drum grooves. This is not new. People have been using drum grooves and backing tracks and everything for years and decades at this point. That's why there's so many of them on YouTube. So if you have a problem with MIDI drum grooves, get over yourself and get back to writing, because that's what you should really be focusing on. Okay, so since this is a Darkest Hour style groove, I feel like this needs like a clean intro, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and duplicate the STL tonality and let's go for a clean tone on here. I wonder if there's any presets for a clean tone. Josh Middleton has clean 01, 02, and clean ambience. Okay, so we're still gonna use the STL tonality, the Josh Middleton, but I'm using his clean preset on here. It's clean 2, so. Sorry, I had to. But it's fairly clean. Let's go ahead and figure out something. So the chords that we've been using are. So maybe just, you know, simple arpeggiated chords. I don't want to follow the chord progression exactly, but it'll sound good like this. Maybe we can do that and have it build up into it. So let's just record this at tempo and see what we got. That should be able to bleed in thanks to Logic. Let's go ahead and see how that sounds just going into it. All right, so we need some drums for this. Let's go ahead and do just a groove to it. And I'm not the best at writing grooves, but let's go ahead and jump in and find one. That doesn't work. All right, so we're getting there. I'm not a drummer, but this is what we've got. All right, we're getting there. That's the halfway point, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and take everything here and we're gonna just duplicate it and drag it over. And we'll listen to how that sounds from the top. All right, I know some sort of a fill needs to go there at the end, but I don't know what to write there. Maybe it's just a tom fill, so. No, maybe I don't like that. So taka taka ticka 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 ticka. Let's do that. Let's do something just a little bit more energetic going into that because it's way too fast in the next spot for it to be that like boring. So let's do some snare. So we're gonna do taka taka ticka 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 ticka. All right, and then let's just. up the velocity a lot for no reason. Let's go. Honestly, that works pretty good. I mean, I think that works pretty good. So let's go ahead and listen to that from the top real quick. I'm kind of proud of that last little bit there. It came together at the last second. Honestly, that works for me. That works for me. So, I don't know. I feel like I want something different for that clean though. So. Alright, let's not get rid of that because I want to remember it, but let's go ahead and record something to those drums and see what we can come up with. Phil threw me off. Okay, I think what needs to happen is actually this needs to be a little bit longer. I know sometimes a long, boring, clean lead is a no-no, but we're gonna do it anyways. Because again, if we're trying to write like Darkest Hour, then we kind of need to make it a little bit more interesting. All right, let's go ahead. We've got all of that now, and we'll bring these over here. Okay, so let's do it with the click track. Nothing is fitting. Nothing. I hate these days when like nothing seems to go right and I don't seem to write what is in my head. There's something there in this clean riff and I'm just not getting it. All right, let's do that one, see how it goes. All right, so we got to get rid of that fill, because we don't need the banging fill to go into that. So let's go ahead and hear what the end of that. Let's get rid of the click there, because that works. Tick, ticka, ticka, ticka. Okay. Let's see how that sounds in the context. I think we have too high velocity for these here, so let's go ahead and drag this velocity. I think that works. Okay, I think that one works. Let's go ahead and listen to what that sounds like now. All right, cool. So we're getting somewhere now. Let's go ahead and listen to what this sounds like with the guitar done both times. We're just gonna copy and paste it and listen to what this sounds like going into the main rest of the beat. Onto something now. We're definitely onto something now. Let's go ahead and delete that old clean track. Cool. So we've got something going in here, and we're just going to duplicate the guitars and the drums here, and we're going to think of like a little lead section to go over it. So let's go ahead and cycle this through, and let's go ahead and play. Man, I need to work on my lead playing and writing, because I know that like some sweeps would sound really good there and be right up like that Deliver Us era Darkest Hour and sound sick with that. And yet I don't know enough sweep patterns to sweep along to that. Let's just write, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch this down to just half of that chorus. All right, after way too many takes, and by too many takes, I mean like in the 40s there, I got something that's kind of passable. I'm gonna let you guys listen to this real quick, and then we're going to do something a little bit different. So let's take a listen though. All right, so that's what I got. It's not anything special, obviously. Here's the thing. I'm not great at this and I'm learning, but I know that somebody can write something killer to this. So what I'm going to do is down in the description below, I'm including a download to the MP3 file of this track. And what I want you all to do is download it. This is at 160 BPM, so download this and write your solo to this. Write something sick to that, write something that works for it. And either upload it in a video here on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever, upload it and tag me. Let me hear what you wrote, and then honestly, we'll collab together. We'll release this as a full song, and your solo will be featured on it. And extra points if you come up with the next riff for this as well. So again, down in the description below, I'm gonna include this. I'll record some bass to it and everything real quick so that we've got something to go with it. But I wanna hear what you all write to this. This is gonna be a fun one. So that was it for today's Riff Refinery. I know that I could have gone a little bit more in depth on this, but I am all played out on that. My ideas are just gone. I don't know what it is today, but we've got the guts of something cool. So let's go ahead and listen to this from the top one more time. So thank you to all of you that stuck around this long, and I hope you do something with this riff, because I can't come up with something for it, but I know somebody else can, and I'm looking forward to hearing what y'all come up with. So that's it for now, and until next time, peace and love, and I'll talk to you in the next one.